There are voices you hear once and never forget. Voices that pierce through the noise of the world and speak to the soul. One of those voices belongs to Wintley Phipps, a man whose life and music have carried the weight of timeless truth, heavenly hope, and unshakable faith. Early life and background. Wintley Augustus Phipps was born on January 7, 1955, in Trinidad and Tobago, and raised in Montreal, Canada. From an early age, it was clear this was no ordinary child. His voice, even in childhood, carried a tone of deep resonance. But more than that, his heart was drawn to the things of God. He would go on to attend the Seventh-day Adventist Oakwood University in Huntsville, Alabama, an institution known for producing some of gospel music's most talented voices. He later earned a Master of Divinity from Andrews University in Michigan. Calling and ministry. But Wintley Phipps was never called just to sing. He was called to serve. A gifted pastor and preacher, Phipps combined theology with the thunder of music. His sermons were sermons in song. His concerts, spiritual awakenings.
Brothers and sisters, I think that it is significant that the first violence that the world ever knew was the result of anger. And it is a deficit of character that all of us, and I said you and me, have to deal with and overcome if we want to get to heaven. And the sin of which I am speaking today is anger. You can suppress anger, even repress anger, but if anger lives in you, it will come out. When you are walking with Jesus, you will understand that you cannot just get angry whenever you please. Anger only gives the devil an opportunity to wreck what God is doing in your life. So, Pastor, why am I angry again and again? What do I do to curb it? Well, first analyze why you get angry, identify your triggers, and then acknowledge where you've been wrong, take ownership of it, and then ask for divine assistance. Help from God.
Over the decades, Phipps has preached and sung in some of the most prestigious venues in the world, including the White House, appearing before multiple U.S. presidents, from Jimmy Carter to Barack Obama. His rendition of Amazing Grace at President Obama's National Prayer Breakfast moved the nation. But beyond politics and fame, his heart has always beat for ministry. In addition to his global ministry and solo performances, Wintley Phipps also occasionally joined the Gaither Homecoming series, a musical gathering of legendary gospel artists led by Bill and Gloria Gaither. Though not a regular member, his presence was unforgettable. His deep, resonant voice added a touch of majesty and reverence to the Gaither family of faith-filled music. Whether leading a hymn or joining the homecoming friends in harmony, Wintley always brought a unique spiritual depth and vocal richness to the stage. In those rare but powerful appearances, Phipps reminded us that gospel music is more than tradition. It's testimony. And when his voice filled the homecoming halls, you didn't just hear the message, you felt it. Family life. Behind every great man of God, there's often a faithful family. Wintley Phipps is married to his beloved wife, Linda Galloway Phipps, and together they've raised 3 sons. His family is his anchor, supporting him through countless stages, church revivals, and humanitarian missions. Musical legacy. Wintley Phipps is not just a gospel singer. He is a musical vessel of hope and healing. With his powerful baritone voice, he's recorded more than 25 studio albums, spanning genres of gospel, inspirational, and classical. His vocal depth and control have often been compared to greats like Paul Robeson, yet it is his spiritual sincerity that sets him apart.
Men of God, nothing can restrain and hold back the power of a man when he's praying to God. The ability to pray is one of the most mysterious and glorious privileges God has given to man. To be able to know what to pray for is a gift from God. Is there a man who wants to pray for his children? Is there any man here who wants to thank God and pray for his wife? Any man in here wants to pray for a wife? Want to pray for your health? Any man here wants to pray for wisdom? We ask, oh God, that as we breathe these silent prayers that you will hear from heaven, that you will bless us, Lord. Teach us as men to pray without ceasing and to pray earnestly and to never give up praying. Pray morning, noon, and night. To pray every hour on the hour. Make prayer the center of your life.
He's performed on Gaither Homecoming stages, on Billy Graham crusades, and on PBS specials, bringing faith to the public square through excellence in music. U.S. Dream Academy, his greatest work? In 1998, Phipps founded what he calls one of the greatest works of his life, the U.S. Dream Academy. This nonprofit organization mentors children who have a parent in prison or who are falling behind in school. Inspired by the tragic generational effects of incarceration, Wintley set out to break the cycle, one child at a time. With centers across the United States, the Dream Academy has touched thousands of young lives, offering love, learning, and a future filled with faith.
God put a word in my spirit some years ago that when your path becomes one of privilege and you do not remember the innocent you've left behind, your privilege will soon cease to be a blessing and become your greatest curse. And about 25 years ago, God took me out of my privilege to see children whose parents are in prison. You may not know it, but one of every 3 young men in America who look like my sons are in prison right now or supervised by the court system. It's unbelievable. 60% of all young men who look like my sons who don't graduate from high school will be in prison by the age of 30. 60%. And so my path had become one of privilege. And God just lifted my eyes above the little provincial walls around me, to see a need. And I built a ministry called the U.S. Dream Academy.
And it's a wonderful ministry.
And we tutor and mentor in the name of Christ children whose parents are in prison all across America.
Great thing.
Awards and honors. Over the years, Wintley Phipps has been recognized with numerous honors, including Grammy nominations, honorary doctorates, and humanitarian awards. But he rarely speaks of accolades. Instead, he points to the cross. Legacy and influence. What is the legacy of Wintley Phipps? It is not just in the notes he sings, but in the hearts he inspires. It is found in his mission to bring dignity to the forgotten and to remind the world that it is well, even in life's darkest valleys. His voice has comforted presidents, uplifted prisoners, encouraged the weary, and invited the skeptic to believe again. In every syllable, in every soul-stirring song, Wintley Phipps preaches. Closing words. In an age of shallow fame, Wintley Phipps reminds us of eternal truth. His life declares, not just music for the ears, but hope for the soul. And as long as his voice echoes through concert halls, church pews, and prison cells, that message will never fade. I hope you've been inspired and blessed by this powerful story of Wintley Phipps, a man whose voice echoes far beyond the stage, touching lives with faith, grace, and purpose. May his journey remind us all that no matter where we come from, God can use us to bring light, hope, and healing to the world. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more inspiring gospel stories like this one.